What if the evil mastermind of the Toaru franchise, who tragically lost his baby daughter, causing him to try and destroy all magic and defy fate itself, is also a complete degenerate, just like the real person he's based on? I'll be doing a rundown of New Testament 18, the climactic volume where we finally saw Touma confront Aleister Crowley, and also the biggest plot twist in the series, as the dark secret behind Archbishop Laura Stewart was unravelled. Our story begins as Motoharu tells Touma that Aleister is trying to hunt him and Fran down for being spies, and for shooting Aleister in the face in the volume prior. And as Motoharu is the syscon sergeant who loves his stepsister Maika a bit too much, he decides to take her with him, as leaving her behind in the city would be a huge risk. Our team arrive at Academy City's walls as they attempt to scale it to escape. However, Aleister knows exactly where they are and sends a curse into the wall which hits Maika in the form of a shadowy blade implanted in her chest. Touma rushes in to stop the curse with Imagine Breaker, his special right hand with the ability to destroy supernatural powers, but is warned by Index and Ophinus, who say that doing this would cause Maika to shatter from the inside, while Maika herself seems unharmed, even if she is a made kebab. The curse is attracting relentless beasts made of chains hunting them down, that simply regenerate if killed. And to make matters worse, killing them envelops Touma in an aura known as Karma, which grows in size, increasing the number of chains and changing their essence. The squad decide the only solution is now to confront Aleister directly, in order to bring the curse to an end once and for all. And so they return to District 7 and enter Aleister's fortress, the Windowless building, which is also a spaceship and looks like a giant futuristic dildo. They enter a world of darkness, with long staircases, with the area inside being extended, surpassing this word I'm not going to pronounce, space.
What are you, stupid? What's the matter with you? I apologize. What's the matter with you?
The inside of the building is intended to represent a mountain, as Aleister was something of a mountain climber himself. With the chains approaching, Touma suddenly falls off the stairs as he wakes to find himself surrounded by fog. He then witnesses Christmas Carol-esque visions of a young schoolboy known as Edward being bullied by his peers and teachers for not believing in God. Even his parents scolded and ridiculed him. A plant pot was even thrown towards Edward, with Touma trying to intercept it, but he could not interact with these visions, and his voice would not reach them. The silver-haired Edward swore he would continue his edgelord atheist phase, and would find the truth of the world. By the way, in case you hadn't guessed, Edward is Aleister. Sparks flashed, and Touma found himself next to his friends on the staircase once more, as if he had never fallen to begin with, and the others having no recollection of the visions or him falling. The chained beasts enclosed on them, and surprise motherfucker, what happens to be Aleister bursts out from one of them, attacking with his magic, the impact causing Touma to fall once more. I think at this rate, Touma should be added to Fall Guys as DLC. In the fog again, Touma meets a hot Neko MILF called Mina Mathers, the wife of Aleister's former mentor and arch-rival, Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers. My god, that's a long-ass name. But she's not the real Mina, who died nearly a century prior. She's a recreation which Aleister created as his personal AI, also known as Reading Thoth 78. With Touma, she's basically acting as his mountain guide and showing visions of Aleister's past to him, and Aleister created these visions in order to remind him of his past failures. Jeez, that's depressing. Touma is introduced to visions featuring the two leaders of the Golden Dawn, Westcott and Sam Mathers. The Golden Dawn was not only Aleister's former magic cabal long before he founded Academy City, but it was also known as one of the strongest and most influential magic side organizations in history. Meanwhile, Mikoto and Misaki are currently pretending to be a generic Yuri couple, as that's what the thirsty basement dwellers want to see. Touma keeps cutting in and out of climbing the stairs with the squad, and spending time in the flashback fog of fun with Mina. He sees Alistair's introduction to the Golden Dawn, who Sam Mathers takes under his wing, as he believes Alistair has a lot of potential as a magician, and both are willing to explore more liberal and experimental sides of magic, as opposed to upholding tradition. Alistair used pigeon blood for a ritual, and this deeply concerned Westcott, who was very conservative, and labelled it as taboo. Sam Mathers wanted to devise an innovative magic work kit via these radical methods, so that joining the Golden Dawn and magic as a whole would become more accessible to the vast majority of people. Westcott, however, was pretty opposed to this, as he was gatekeeping the hell out of the Golden Dawn, believing it should only be accessible to elite individuals. Next, Mina shows Touma life for Alistair after the Golden Dawn, but not before Touma falsely calls Alistair a normie, to which Mina details how Alistair would write his own erotic novels, describe male genitalia in hundreds of ways, and cooked his own magical semen cookies. Okay, he's a degen, but a base degen. We go from lighthearted to serious, as we see Alistair with his wife, Rose Edith Kelly, and a baby girl with a name so long it even puts Sam to shame, but we can call her Lilith. This was the happiest time of Alistair's life, as he truly loved his first daughter more than anything. However, the joy quickly turned into sorrow, as Lilith succumbed to illness before her second birthday, which caused her death, acting as the trigger for Alistair to curse the destiny of the entire world. And as a result, Rose became an alcoholic and was sent to a lunatic asylum. Despite not being a parent himself, Touma was reduced to tears after learning about this tragedy. After repeating the falling process, we go back to the Golden Dawn before the birth of Lilith, specifically at the end of the Cabal in 1900, at the Battle of Blythe Road, orchestrated by Alistair himself. Before we start the battle, if we get to 20,000 subscribers, I will make a video about our boy Touma, how overpowered is he, and also, does he have plot armor? If you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe. Touma witnesses Alistair meeting with his other mentor and friend, Alan Bennett, who reveals to him that Sam Mathers discovered that the use of magic contributes to something known as sparks and spray between phases. Phases being different layers of reality that span the entire universe. For a better understanding of them, I recommend watching my New Testament 9 summary video on screen right now. These sparks and spray contribute towards predetermined events. Essentially, certain things are destined to happen regardless of free will. And in order to protect himself and the others working on the magical toolkit, Sam Mathers was using something known as the Treasure of Blythe Road, while not informing the others. And Alistair had previously used clairvoyance to learn that his unborn future daughter would prematurely die. And from Alan's explanation, this was directly due to the sparks and spray that Mathers failed to inform Alistair about. Alan then taught Alistair his blasting rod spell, the power to increase any attack multiplied by 10, and spiritual tripping, which allows the user to create illusion-based weapons. With these new techniques at his disposal, Alistair cursed the entire Golden Dawn, including himself for being part of it, which would succumb all members to a fate worse than death. Alistair murdered Alan, who accepted his demise, before saying goodbye to his friend. Next, Alistair attacked the head temple of the Golden Dawn at the Battle of Blythe Road, and manipulated the members loyal to Mathers and the ones loyal to Westcott to fight each other thanks to a forged letter. Amidst the chaos of the battle, Alistair would kill Golden Dawn magicians while making it appear it had been done by a magician of an enemy faction. He managed to steal the treasure, which was an arrow resembling a human arm, which once belonged to a saint. Yes, this was Imagine Breaker before Touma was even born. Alistair used the arrow to kill both Westcott and Mathers before it suddenly disappeared, as Alistair took his revenge and vowed to destroy all phases and magic as a whole. Using magic to destroy magic? It's ironic. Doing this would restore what is known as the pure world, a scientific world without magic, where everyone would have equal opportunities in life, giving to others what Alistair's daughter Lilith never had. Also, Alistair's curse condemned himself to a life of failure as well. Surely that's not going to bite himself in the arse later on, right? Touma climbed to the summit of the stairs, while the others vanished before him, and Alistair appeared outside of his piss tube. Touma is then told that he is the reason why Alistair built Academy City before he was even born, so that Imagine Breaker would stand out in a city of supernatural abilities. Mikoto and Misaki are guided to the windowless building by the Anti-Art Attachment, or AAA, an arsenal of weapons that is directly linked to Alistair. They combine their powers to attack his headquarters with the liquid-proof railgun, utilizing Misaki's ability to manipulate moisture to continuously cool the propelled coin, giving it endless acceleration, and is able to pierce the nigh indestructible building. Meanwhile, Touma is getting his ass handed to him by Alistair, and it is revealed that Alistair wanted to bring Imagine Breaker here to conduct his final plan of destroying all magic and phases. The energy of all espers in the city is drained as Alistair summons Iwaz, who dicks on Touma by crushing the invisible thing, which scared the shit out of Fuyama back in World War III. However, a plot twist happens as Mina Mathers appears and defies her master by defending Touma. She manages to draw power from Iwaz due to Mina acting as a grimoire original containing text linked to Iwaz. Also, the fact that Misa managed to damage the windowless building, which disrupted the ceremony, causing Iwaz to disappear. Meanwhile, Motoharu and the gang devised a method to remove the Shadow Blade from Micah. Alistair's plan has completely fallen apart, and he starts panicking as Touma rushes in with a classic punch to the face. It's not over yet though, as Touma is forced out the windowless building by something known as the Sword of Damocles, which struck Alistair's collapsed body, and none other than Laura Stewart herself shows up, revealing her true identity as the great demon Kuronzon, who had been previously summoned by Sam Mathers 100 years ago to bring ruin to Alistair. So, a demon controls the church. That's nothing new. Calm down, it's just a joke. Kuronzon also says she has taken over the body of Alistair's second daughter, Lola Zaza Crowley, as Alistair can't believe what he's hearing. Kuronzon kills Alistair and turns his dead body into her second avatar, with her ability to possess other people and objects. But Kuronzon made one fatal mistake. Never underestimate the Keikaku Man. Whether Alistair succeeds or fails, he always has a backup plan. Alistair actually sealed numerous versions of himself with different forms within his own body, and he is able to fax them anywhere in the world, which is how he attacked Fiamma of the Right in Russia while being in his piss tube at the exact same time. The different versions of himself are known as the Crowley Hazards, and 1 billion of them are released simultaneously in the British Commonwealth across the world, as they attack the territories under the dominion of the Anglican Church. One of the hazards, in the form of a young girl, saves Touma from falling to his death, as New Testament 18 ends. Yes, the big bad of the series, who is an 100-year-old Satanist mastermind pervert, is now a lolly. Japan is truly something. Subscribe if you want to see some more epic index light novel summaries, and check out these ones on screen right now if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.